Okay, I've been waiting for a moment to vlog. I've been wanting to vlog and I have 3 videos pre-filmed, but I don't want to upload them 3 in a row because I'm wearing the same outfit. And at that time I didn't care, but now looking back on it, why did I do that? I just want to like upload a vlog in between those clips, or maybe before. I don't know. I just want to upload a vlog, right? And so I'm like, okay, but I'm not in the mood to really vlog, right? I was on Twitter and somebody posted this book and they were like, this book is literally a carbon copy of The Cruel Prince. It's called A Prince So Cruel, and it's literally a carbon copy of The Cruel Prince. Like, there's even a side character in there named Cardin, but it's spelled like with an I. It's like Cardigan or something like that. So I'm like, I need to read this book. I need to see how terrible it is and how much of a carbon copy it is. So in this vlog, I will be reading A Prince So Cruel because apparently the Folk of the Air series got sons, okay? So that will be what this vlog is. I just need to film like a clip while my hair look cute because, let's be real. But also I feel like my hair, I did a protein treatment and I feel like my hair just looks so much better now than it did before. I'm literally so happy. Like, it doesn't look amazing, but it looks a lot better than what it did. Oh, so I'm so pretty. Like, what the hell? I just look so cute. Okay, so I'm gonna try to read my book here. Ooh, this is a good angle. Okay, so I'm gonna try to read my book sitting here just because I feel like it'll be easier to give you updates instead of me running from my bed, even though my bed is comfortable. I'm not filming anything else. I literally just did a TikTok live and I have nothing else. I didn't take any pictures, nothing. So I'm gonna try to keep this makeup on for as long as I can. But I started the book, and as we can see, I already have a lot highlighted because immediately as soon as this is look at this, chapter 1, okay? Chapter 1. I am just starting the book. Page 6. I already have a highlight. Do you want to know why? Let me read you this line. The Fey Rune was a symbol assigned only to me, which granted me a passage to Elfham. Elfham. Oh, Elfham sounds so familiar. Why is that? Maybe because that is the exact same name as the Fey world in The Cruel Prince. Do you want to know the difference between this Elfham and that Elfham? This Elfham has a dash between elf and ham. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me right now? You cannot be serious. Page 6 already. Anyways, let me get back to reading. I literally highlighted it. I was gonna keep reading. I was like, no, I have to update as I go. So I'm gonna try to update as I go. I'm gonna try to read this all in one night and one sitting. Maybe I can even edit it, have it up by tomorrow. Who knows? Why is this low-key getting me out of a reading slump? Like, hate reading things. I've been sitting here lollygagging and now I have to poop, but I only read 1 chapter. I feel like the dialogue is very cringy so far. I don't really like it. Like, I don't like how they talk in general, but I just feel like the dialogue is very corny. Like, she was like, these random like fairies just cornered her for no reason, and like she was trying to get out of it. So she was like telling them that she was like a witch and she would like put these spells on him. But then she was like, I'm due home, and if I'm 1 minute late, my boyfriend, he's a badass vampire by the way, will come looking for me. And I don't know why, but I just find that so cringy, like badass vampire. Like, I just feel like that's so like, it puts this book, like, it feels like, I'm not saying YA is cringy, but you know, it's just something about that I don't like. I just don't like how they talk, and maybe I'm just automatically being harsh because like I'm doing like a hate read or whatever, but I'm really trying to be like unbiased. But they randomly just kidnapped her, so it's actually kind of giving acotar. So this might actually be like if acotar and the Cruel Prince had a baby, because I think this is like a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which already is not helping me be unbiased because you guys know that I do not like Beauty and the Beast retellings. Like, I'm so fucking, why are we still doing Beauty and the Beast retellings in 2023? Like, I'm sorry, but this one is different because he's a human throughout the day, and then midday he gets really hairy, and then at night he turns into a beast. So it's like, yeah, it's original in that sense, but it's like, What else can you do with Beauty and the Beast that has not already been done? And why do we keep need to doing it to Beauty and the Beast? There are thousands of other fairy tales that we could. I would love a Cinderella retelling. Little Red Riding Hood. I would love a Little Red Riding Hood retelling. But you guys just keep Peter Pan, Snow White. Oh my gosh, Snow White won't be so great, but you guys keep giving me Beauty and the Beast. Stop it. Let it go. Give us something else. Okay? And it's only Beauty and the Beast because of the kidnapping. Like I feel like that's actually really lazy because it forces the characters to be in one spot. But let me not get into a rant about why I'm sick and tired of Beauty and the Beast retellings. Because we all know. Okay? I have to go to the bathroom like I said. And I also have to let my iPad and phone charge because like I said, I'm sitting here lollygagging. So I'm currently reading The Ones We're Meant to Find because I'm trying to get through books that I own, and I'm in my sci-fi era, and this is sci-fi. So I'm gonna read this while I wait for everything to charge, and then once I have an update, I'll be back again. I finally sat down and read the book because I was lollygagging this whole time. So I will say the positive thing about this book is that it's really quick and easy to read. I'm already like 50 pages in. I decided I'm gonna update every 50 pages. I'll update 50, 100, 150 end because on my iPad it's only 217 pages. So let me just explain to you guys like what this book is about and everything. So this book is about this girl who apparently is a healer, and she is kidnapped one day. Like these fae men corner her and she's kidnapped. So she ends up being taken to the prince. I feel like a lot of the book is just, not a lot of the book, but the book often has like filler. So like you don't even meet the prince until like chapter 5. Like you meet the side characters before, and also it's a lot of characters in this book. Like oh my gosh, like, and then it's not even like okay, let me explain it and then I'll get into my criticisms because I have a lot actually. So like I said, the girl is a healer. The fae king's goons kidnap her because he needs a healer. They're going, I forgot already, they're going somewhere, and it's like really scary for her, and she can't go because she's a healer, so she heals like children and like her area, and her mom is gonna miss her. She has a sister her name is Danny. She has a sister named Tony, and I think that's very funny because in The Cruel Prince, the main character's name is Jude, and he's a sister named Taryn. And like I feel like it's a little reaching with that part being like, oh, the T's for sisters. Now I don't know if Tony is her twin because it hasn't been said, but I'm looking. I have not met the character named Cardin yet, but I actually want to say that this book is like The Cruel Prince meets acotar. So instead of like, because I feel like this is actually giving me more acotar vibes than The Cruel Prince, especially because they are fae, but they like, he's like a werewolf. This is like literally like acotar. Like I don't know why. I don't think I've read any other book where they're like fae and werewolf or wolves or whatever they are. Okay, you know, like that's what acotar was, right? Because like I know a lot of times when you are saying a book is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, you're automatically comparing them to acotar, but I feel like this one is like the most like acotar. There's like these side characters that remind me of like Rhysand and like Cassian and Azriel and like all of those people, but there's like a lot of side characters. I mean, there's like 6, not counting the 2 main characters. Counting the 2 main characters, there's like 8 people in this book, and I feel like the author tries hard to distinguish the personalities, but I think because there's so many of them, their personalities actually end up coming off like very like flat, like very like stereotypical. So there's like the nice one, there's like the charming one who's cute, there's like the one who's like, ugh, I don't want to be here, I hate you guys, like I'm so terrible. Then there's like the girl who's like a badass, and then there's like a girl who's like super nice. Also, the love interest has the dumbest fucking name I've ever heard in my life. His name is Callan, Kallyll. I don't know, why did I say Callan? I clearly can't read. Kallyll. Cali. Why did she name him this? I can't even pronounce it. Why would you do that to me? I literally can't pronounce it. And then her name is some stupid shit like Danielle. You've got to be serious. I can't say. At least this book has like, it has like some black characters. I think one of the other characters is also a person of color. I just can't really tell. But I can at least give her that, because Sarah J Maas couldn't even, you know, give no people of color her books. But I'm not bragging on her, because I don't want anybody to write any type of races they don't understand, and you know, any of that. But I'm saying, like, at least this author, because I'm pretty sure this author is a woman of color. I'm not sure, I'm just going judging based off of her name. But oh, I accidentally, but yeah, so I'm on chapter 9. Those are all the issues that I have so far. I'm trying to be unbiased, but it's so hard. So I might have to change the title to, because originally this was gonna be The Cruel Prince Has Sons, but I think I'm gonna just title it this book is if the folk of the air, this book is if the Cruel Prince and acotar had a baby but bad. I like that. I like that. Let me write that down actually. I just can't get over how blatantly copying The Cruel Prince the cover is. Okay, hopefully I'm not lazy when I edit this, but I'm gonna edit. Dang, I can't, because on iMovie you can't put two pictures in like on the same screen. I'm so used to using CapCut now, where you can put I could put 50 damn pictures in one thing if I wanted to, but on iMovie it's so I gotta get the book myself. Just carbon copies, like that's insane. I had to make a TikTok. I made a TikTok. I had to upload them, like comparing them to each other, because I'm like, no way the author, like, and like I've done this video before, mind you. Like if you are interested in like other videos of these, I have one where I read like paranormal knockoffs. So I read like Twilight, Crave, Vampire Academy, and Jennifer L. Armentrout, because Jennifer L. Armentrout is a repeat offender of plagiarism. She keeps getting away with it, okay? And like, I hope this author doesn't, because this author is clearly on TikTok, so I hope this author doesn't see my videos or anything. Like, I feel like I'm extra nervous about uploading these type of things, because like, you know, back in the day when you used to do these kind of videos, like I feel like it was so rare for authors to actually know about it unless your video blew up. And I'm not thinking this video is going to do numbers or anything, but it's like you never know what somebody can come across of. But I just feel like, what happened to originality? You know, what happened to being original? And I'm not saying like every idea has to do like super original and like cool concepts and stuff like that, but it's like the Beauty and the Beast retelling has been done. It's been done and done and done and done and done. And yeah, she had this idea of like him being like a human during the day and like a hairy during middle day and then like a werewolf at night. But other than that, like, there's nothing special about these books. I feel like the dialogue is super corny. I don't like the way they talk. I think the writing is okay. I don't want to call it bad, but it makes me like literally like physically like reading this book actually annoys me. And I just do not like the dialogue. I do not like the way that they talk. Like, it feels like very like modern yet like olden fantasy talk. And y'all know I'm not the type of person who is like, oh, the language that they use in this book is just, it doesn't match the time that it's set in. Or I'm not that kind of girl, because I really don't know and I really don't care, right? But in this book it doesn't make sense. And then like also they're doing this thing where he like calls her by her last name type of thing, where he calls her like Miss whatever the fuck her last name is, and it doesn't fit in a fantasy setting. Okay, last names don't fit in fantasy. I don't know why. To me, some authors can make it work, mind you, some authors can make it work, but I don't like the dialogue in this book. I don't like the way that the characters talk. They sound like children, you know, like they talk like middle schoolers. Like, even like the guys when they're like trying to intimidate her or just talk to each other and be, it just very blatantly acotar, very blatantly the Cruel Prince, very blatantly like feels like a middle school conversation being had, or like a conversation between some freshman children that are like a little bit weird, you know. So ugh, I did not mean to go in like that. I am so sorry. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I'm stalling. Let's call a spade a spade. I'm stalling. Well, in the 50 pages that I read, honestly, not a lot happened. Like, they were just on a journey to get somewhere, and then they got there. But on the way there, the prince, I'm not saying his name, I'm sorry, it's hard, so I'm gonna call him the prince because of course he's a prince. The prince and his cousin Arabis, they end up like disappearing. So she's like, oh, where's the prince, where's the prince? And like one of his friends is like, why, like, what do you care, like, that's his business. And she's like, you know what, you're right. So they keep going on their journey, whatever, and she's still like, okay, but like, for real, like, where's the prince? So they get to their destination. The next morning she wakes up, the prince is there. He's like, have breakfast with me. I feel like this book isn't terrible. I just think that it's trying too hard to be like acotar and the Cruel Prince. Like, you can tell, and I don't even want to say trying too hard. Like, you can just tell that the author is heavily influenced by both of those books. Like, I don't know if the author may have like read them before she wrote this, or like if those were her inspirations, but they take heavy inspiration from both of those books. And like, maybe she thought, hey, if I put these two books together, I can like make their child, and like this would be the greatest book of all time or something. I don't know, but I'm saying, like, the book isn't, but I don't also like adventure books. I'm not really an adventure book kind of girl. I don't like traveling in books, especially in fantasy. It works sometimes, very rarely. I don't give a damn about any of these characters, I will say that. I find Danny very annoying and very bland. I'm glad the author didn't try to make her like Jude, because not a lot of authors could. Nobody can really be Jude, for real. Like, Holly Black really did her thing, and it's not really giving the Cruel Prince, because like the whole like bullying and like enemies to lovers. This is more so giving acotar. Like, it's not giving enemies to lovers. It is more so it has the cover of the Cruel Prince, but the story of acotar, because I can very much see like Tamlin and Feyre in this book. And then, but also like with the best friends, I can see like Cassian and Asriel and like, and Tamlin. I already said Tamlin. Why did I repeat his name the second time? But yeah, so it's not terrible, but I just feel like the author needed an editor, and the editor needed to sit her down and be like, girl, this book feels familiar, let's dial it back. So like, I don't know, I'm already thinking about when I rate it, because when I read books, I'm thinking about my rating throughout the books. So I kind of want to give it 3 star. Like, if this book wasn't trying so hard to be acotar, it would be a 3-star book. But honestly, like, even just thinking about it, like, the romance isn't really giving it me. I don't care about the characters, and then it's trying too hard to be acotar. Like, I don't hate the book, so I can see myself giving it 2 stars, because I don't hate the book. Like, the writing is very much TikTok writing. Like, I think people who read TikTok books will absolutely eat this up. It's not amazing writing. I'm trying to say nice things about this book, but every time I do, I end up here. I want to be here, but every time, the more it's like, I want to be nice, and I think that's my issue, is I want to be nice about it, but I also want to be honest, and I can't be nice and honest. I can't be both. I would have to, like, I'm not done with the book yet, but I think I would have to give this book 1 star, because it's trying too hard. It's not great writing. The characters are very bland. The romance, I'm not really feeling it. There's no fun tropes. It's almost insta love, and there's only 200 pages in the book. It's definitely insta love. It's not like enemies to lovers, because he doesn't hate her, she hates him. But that enemies to lovers is not when one person hates the other and the other person is in love with them. No, that's not enemies to lovers. They both have to hate each other. I don't understand why authors don't get that. I don't want to go on a rant every time I film a clip, so I'm just gonna end it. Just ended that clip. But I forgot one thing I keep wanting to say, is that you can tell that this book is heavily influenced by Sarah J Maas, because she keeps saying male and female when it comes to Fae, and that's very much a Sarah J Maas thing to do. And I get it, because they aren't human, but you can just go Fae woman. Like, it's not like, I don't know, like, you don't have to say male and female. Like, that's very much, I just hate those terms. And like, I understand she's using them correctly, because they aren't human, you know, but you don't have to do that. You can't just call them man and woman. Like, I hate the man and the male and female thing. Like, I hate it. And Sarah J Maas does it all the time, so it's like very clear that this is like, she's very heavily inspired by Sarah J Maas. So, do you remember when I was talking about the romance and how I feel like it had like a cute little development, and it wasn't really like the other Beauty and the Beast retellings. What I lied. I am 150 pages into the book, and I have 50 more pages left, and I just feel like their relationship didn't really develop that much. Like, I read more about these dumb ass side characters than I have with the two love interests. Like, I mean, yes, it is her like trying to save the prince and whatever, but it's like, you don't know this man, you know. I mean, I guess it is her job, but it's just like, it's so clear that she's obviously doing it out of like, oh, I'm so interested in him and like I may love him, but it's like, you obviously can't say that because they've maybe talked twice so far, you know. I am a little tired, so whatever, but I just wanted to come on here and say that because I don't have much for my 150 update, because I'm not gonna say it's not much going on. This book very much has things going on and things happening and plot, but I don't want to like spoil anything, I guess, just in case anybody wants to read it for themselves. I don't know why you would. It's not like a terrible book. Like, it's not like, okay, so you know how there are books that like, what's that book that Sasha Alsberg wrote? You know when that book came out and everybody was just like making their rant videos about it and everyone just like hated it? It's not like that book, because I did try to read that too for my own like rant review, right? I just had to DNF it. I said fuck that video, that book was terrible. That book made no sense. Like, logically thinking, like that book made no sense. Like the characters, what was going on in the world. Like, this book, it's not one of those books where like it doesn't make any sense and like nothing's adding up and like it's confusing or anything like that. So it's like, it's not that terrible, but it's not great. It's not bad, but like, damn, because like, how do I explain this? Because I've read some really terrible books. Like, I've read like where the, and it might just because like I'm in different energy right now, because usually when I don't know, but I just feel like it could be better. Like, I feel like just an editor tweaking this out a little bit. It's not amazing though. It's not like the best book I've ever read. It's not getting even 3 stars really, but it's not terrible. I have finished the book, okay? So I'll be giving it 2 stars. Obviously, I've stated that. There was one point when my Wi-Fi had went out and I had to read like alone in the silence, because I've been watching like ASMR videos, which was putting me to sleep actually, but I had to read alone in the silence, and that was so miserable. There was a 3rd act breakup somehow. There was a plot twist, but not like the Cruel Prince. It was a plot twist between Carden and Jude. It was a plot twist, and it wasn't like, it didn't have me gagged, because I knew there was a plot twist coming, because I'm like, okay, well, if this is, it has the cover of the Cruel Prince and it's supposed to be like acotar, like there's gonna be a plot twist, because both acotar and the Cruel Prince have plot twists in the end, right? So I knew there was a plot twist coming. And then also like they talked about the prince's brother, whose name is Carden, and they talked about him and how he's just so evil, which is so funny because in the Cruel Prince, like, Carden's brothers are evil, you know, like they're the evil ones. But yeah, it wasn't really feeling their romance, okay? It wasn't really convincing to me. It was very like insta love, and like not even like, you know, usually I'd be like, oh, the chemistry wasn't there, but it's not even like the chemistry wasn't there. It just was like, wasn't convincing. Like, it wasn't like, I don't know, like it just wasn't convincing. So like I said, I'll be giving this 2 stars. I am so tired. So tired. Now I have to edit this and then I can finally go to bed, because I want this up tomorrow. So yeah, should I talk about, I mean, okay, so I'll talk about my overall thoughts. So yeah, I'll be giving it 2 stars. I feel like it was a carbon copy of acotar, even though it has the cover of the Cruel Prince. It was definitely inspired by it. Was actually inspired by both. It just took more from acotar, because I think that the Cruel Prince is just such a unique book that, like, if you took too much from it, like, you would just be stealing the entire plot line. Whereas if you took Mo from The Cruel Prince and acotar, you could like have a story of your own. Like the author at least tried, and she like had her own thing in the story, but I think it still failed because I mean the time for Beauty and the Beast retellings is way the fuck over. Like come on now. And then to make them like Fae, but he also has like a curse, was like come on. Okay, you cannot have possibly written this book, had the cover that it had, and then had the plot that it had, and not expected people to have compared it to both The Cruel Prince and acotar. Like let's be real here. Like maybe this is what the author wanted, like yeah, because you know, for fans of, but this is taking the for fans of a bit too far, because like you are literally copying both of them. And like I said, she had her own original idea in there, but it just wasn't that interesting. I mean, I'm like, okay, if you're gonna steal the plot from like 2 other books, you could at least make the romance really good. She didn't even do that. I wish the author the best on her future, but this is not how I at least would have wanted to debut. And I don't understand how publishing companies do this. I mean, I guess because they're like, okay, well, we can get fans of acotar and The Cruel Prince to read this. Like, of course, they'll love it, they'll eat it up. But it's like, I don't know why publishing companies allow this. Because Jennifer Armentrout's whole career is just copying other books. She's had Vampire Academy, she's had literally trying to copy Sarah J Maas from Blood and Ash, and I love that series, but I can tell you straight on, like, she's copying Sarah J Maas. But like that could be like hearsay, whereas her Vampire Academy like book was literally a carbon copy, like bar for bar. There's one that's like copying like the Shadowhunter Chronicles. One is copying like the popular like alien book Obsidian. Is that what it was called? I don't even remember. So Jennifer Armentrout, that's her game. But it's like, why would you want a career? Why would you want to write books and you're copying other people's books? Like, why would you even want your book to be like, oh yeah, it's, I mean, I guess when you're recommending, like, oh, like if you like this, you like this. But why would you want people to be even able to be like, this is crazy, like look at this as a carbon. That's just me though. That's just me. But yeah, I'm just gonna end the vlog here because I'm gonna have like 55 minutes to edit, and I don't want this video to be long, and I'm also tired and I want to lay in my bed. So I'm gonna end this video here, but I do have 3 other videos recorded. I just need to edit them. So I do have some videos coming up, and I have some shorts, or they call it shorts, I'm gonna be posting for the next few weeks from my TikTok. So be on the lookout for my content. I mean, it's not like I'm a bit inconsistent, but it's because I'm depressed, okay? So I mean, y'all, I'm not really even sure anybody's really checking for me anyways. But yeah, I'm gonna try to like vlog some more because this was very fun. It was a really fun like quick vlog to do. This was fun. So I'm gonna try to do some more vlogs, but I'll see you guys in the next video.